we're gonna be jumping into making our sauce Americaine, which is gonna consist of pork and both shellfish. Right here I've got some beautiful smoked bacon that's coming from Newski's farm. There's obviously a ton of fat in this thing, and we really want this to be the base of our sauce. While our bacon is rendering and starting to crisp up, we're gonna start working on our shallot and our garlic. Bacon is nice and crispy. We're gonna go in with our shallots and our garlic. God, the aroma from this is just incredible. I'm adding a touch of salt to that. Once we get to this level, we can start to add our tomato paste. I'm gonna turn the heat up ever slightly, and we're gonna go in with our Espelette pepper. It's one of these things that's so essential to the dish. I suppose you could use cayenne or paprika or another chili, but if you're trying to make something that's actually authentic, Espelette is gonna be that pepper. It's incredibly, incredibly floral and so delicious. So this really shouldn't take all that long, maybe about 45 seconds. You really don't want it to burn. Now that we're here, at this point, we're gonna deglaze with our wine. We've built a nice fond down there, so we're just building these layers of flavor. This thing is gonna take all of that off from the bottom. So I'm pretty happy with the consistency. I'm gonna grab my lobster stock and I'm gonna go right in. We're gonna bring this back up to a boil, and I'm also going to add in a cup of heavy cream. Now you could add in creme fraiche, you could do yogurt, you could do coconut milk if you wanted to keep it all Thai, for example, and kind of have that infusion in there. I'm gonna keep it a little bit more traditional. And then to this, I'm just gonna add in the San Marzano tomatoes, the same ones that went into the curry. So at this point, I'm just gonna let it simmer for about 15 minutes to kind of really incorporate the flavors. And at that point, we can either blend it with everything inside of it, or we can strain it to make a little bit of a thinner sauce. So the next step is going to be to blend everything. I want this to be really as smooth as possible. So if that means that I have to strain it afterwards, that's totally fine, but I really just want all the flavors incorporated there. So we'll start off slow. Okay, so now we're gonna check our seasoning. It tastes incredible. It just needs a little bit of salt, and it needs a touch of acid as well. So this is just a reduced sherry. Give it another little mix just on speed 1, just to incorporate everything. We're just gonna go ahead and strain it directly into another pot. Having a fine mesh strainer like this is super helpful to catch any of those small bits and pieces. You could serve this with just the lobster itself and it would be a knockout. The next step is just gonna be putting everything together. Let's get started.